Now is Carl Higbie, a former Navy SEAL and author of Enemies, Foreign and Domestic, and Bud Jackson, a Democratic strategist and chairman of the American Working Families Act. What do you make of this father, Carl, demanding an investigation over his son's death in this raid?
Well, I would say, first off, my heart goes out to the family, and I think this is a very tough situation, and the father rightfully is upset, and, he lost his son, and I can understand that, but he needs to understand, first and foremost, that the security of the SEAL teams and the mission status is something that's paramount, and unfortunately, and I say this with all due respect, he will not get the intimate details of this operation because it's just not what they signed up for. I know as a SEAL, I went in places where I couldn't tell my family where I was, and if the Pentagon deems that there needs to be an operation for it, then by all means they will, but I say to him respectfully that please do not count on getting the details of this operation because it could jeopardize national security and tactics.
But nobody can possibly get into the mind of this father who just lost his son and the emotion that he could possibly be feeling. And then to make decisions like this, how can any of us criticize or question them?
We can't, nor should we. I think he has a right to get some answers, and I understand that there will be some investigations that happen as a matter of course because of this. But what every American should be concerned about, regardless of whether or not they're a Democrat or a Republican, this president's his first decision to send our troops into harm's way, and it was done in almost a cavalier.
Hold on, but so let's go through the timeline to make sure that everybody is well aware, as Carl will lay out for us as well, that this raid was planned under the Obama administration. I have a very clear timeline coming from Central Command. They submitted a plan on November 7th. That was a day before the election even happened. They submitted the plan. The Department of Defense approved the plans. December 19th, still under President Obama. And then Secretary Mattis, this was 4 days after the inauguration, reviewed the Yemen operation planning, again, that had been conducted by the Obama administration. January 25th, Trump was briefed. President Trump signed off January 26th. The mission was carried out January 29th. It was executed under Donald Trump's presidency. It was planned under President Obama.
President Trump is the one who signed the order to do this. So regardless of whether or not it was planned before him, it's virtually meaningless. But let's talk about Donald Trump and how important he felt this was. Instead of going down in the Situation Room, as American servicemen were fighting for their lives, he was sitting up in the residence.
Okay, well, let's get back to Carl, because I think the timeline is very important. Carl?
The timeline's very important, and Bud, that's extremely disrespectful. I can say, this is one of those things that it's. You know what it is, Bud? It's your use of political rhetoric to characterize something of Donald Trump on his first operation. What about all the troops that died under President Obama? I would caution you.
President Obama was in the Situation Room when he called for military action.
So to that point, I want to bring in some comments from some military officials, Bud. There's people much more qualified than you to comment on this, and we have heard some response. The head of U.S. Special Operations said reports of hasty planning of this raid are, quote, absolutely incorrect. He said discussions of the raid lacked the context of frequency of such U.S. operations around the world. In a story dated February 11th in the New York Times, William Weschler, a former top counterterrorism official, said you cannot mitigate risk in missions like this, but you can mitigate risk in missions like this, but you can't mitigate risk down to zero. These are just some of the things that are being said in response to so many negative headlines about this raid.
Well, a lot of things went wrong. In fact, one senior U.S. military person said everything went wrong. And yet the White House wants to say that it's a huge success when we don't even have all the information in. In fact, Sean Spicer wants you to not criticize it because he's using Captain Owens as a political shield. We need to criticize them. We need to get to the bottom of what happened. I'm not ready to say this was a huge success.
All right, so Carl, is an investigation going to take place, and what do you expect will come out of that?
If an investigation needs to take place, it will. But the fact is, we cannot allow certain details of certain operations to get out there. And, Bud, for you to go on here and use this as a political talking point dishonors him further. But the issue here at hand is, look, President Trump, I think, has played this.
We're going to have to wrap it up there. It's obviously a sensitive subject for many out there. A lot of people can decide on their own. We continue to grieve with that father over the loss of his son, fighting for all of us and our freedom in this country. We thank him for that. Thanks to both of you. Good to see you. All right, breaking tonight, Roy.